Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm a solutions engineer here at SnapLogic. Today I want to talk you through our newest product, which is the Customer Intelligence AI Assistant. So let's get started. We've built this demo specifically to show you how you can unlock value from your customers. And we do this using a technique called customer clustering. So customer clustering is really about transforming your raw data into actionable insights in order to help you deliver personalized experiences for your customers that will drive value and drive customer loyalty to your business. Customer clustering is applicable across a range of industries. For example, in retail and e-commerce, we can cluster customers based on their purchasing behavior and their cart value. So let's say we do this and we find out that we have two different groups of customers. One group looks for high-value, popular products. The other group is looking for a discount. This information would allow us to then effectively customize our homepage to tailor the recommended products to each group of customers, thus driving revenue. This is also applicable across finance and banking, where we can classify clients by their financial products usage and income, for example, to recommend them different types of credit cards. And also in supply chain and manufacturing, where we can, for example, cluster our suppliers based on their reliability and order volume. So there's a range of different use cases here. What we have seen is that customer clustering drives revenue. And across industry, we have seen an average 20% increase in order value, 25% reduction in customer churn, and 30% increase in marketing campaign conversion rates. Now you can do the same with the SnapLogic platform. The SnapLogic platform gives you the ability to connect your different data and application sources together and then build intelligent applications on top of your data to really drive value for your business. As you can see on this slide, the basis of what we do is seamless data and application connectivity. So in the case of the customer clustering approach, we would gather all different customer data from across your databases, from across your applications, and connect it together so that data flows seamlessly between all of those different endpoints. We would then go into the access and governance layer where we set different policies, rules, and access before going into the intelligence layer where we actually build and deploy machine learning and generative AI models. In this case, this is where we would deploy a customer clustering algorithm and then analyze the results for you before delivering those in a front end. When it comes to the intelligence layer, this is where we really get to apply a lot of different approaches. But in this case, what we're doing is applying two different capabilities of the SnapLogic platform. And that's our machine learning Snap Pack and our generative and agentic AI Snap Pack. So what we're really doing is applying the power of two different popular techniques within the world of data science and AI right now. On one hand, machine learning for mathematical modeling of customer clusters, and following that, generative and agentic AI capabilities for intelligent analysis and recommendations based on machine learning model outputs. So let's see this in practice. So this is the front end of our Customer Intelligence AI Assistant application. And the first thing you'll notice is the top-level statistics at the top. So these show us our total number of segments, our number of active customers, average customer value, and an average churn risk as well. So those are really powerful because those statistics will recalculate every single day as we get more customer data flowing into our data pipelines. And as a result, this allows you to have a bird's-eye view of what's happening across your customer base. But that's not enough because what we now want to know is a lot more detail around those different 5 segments and what we can do to drive revenue in each of the segments. So let's start asking questions. We can, for example, ask to show different purchase patterns by segment. So what is actually happening at the back now is that a SnapLogic pipeline gets triggered where we fit a machine learning clustering algorithm to recalculate the different segments and then feed the results of that machine learning algorithm into a large language model to analyze the results for us and provide recommendations. So now you can see we get a response. So the output shows us the 5 different segments and the characteristics of each segment in terms of the customers. For example, in segment 1, we can see that this is a segment with relatively low churn rate. And these are typically long customers that usually have fiber optic internet with multiple different add-on services, and they're usually locked into 2-year contracts. On the other side, we can see segment 2, which is a segment that's characterized by high churn rate. And those are typically new customers with lower monthly charges, and they're usually on a month-to-month contract. Now, the same information is available for other segments where we can really drill into the different customer characteristics of each segment itself. And at the end, we also have a little summary of the key patterns. Now, we know that there is a segment 2, that is related to high churn risk. So let's ask what we can do to minimize that. How do I minimize risk of churn for segment 2, which is characterized by high churn patterns? We can see that now we get an answer to our questions based on the analysis of segment 2, which is characterized by high churn patterns. So what we're given is a set of different strategies for minimizing churn. For example, this could be related to offering personalized retention packages, implementing a proactive customer engagement program, or introducing loyalty rewards. All of those recommendations are tailored to the data and tailored to the results of the machine learning clustering model. Overall, as you can see, this is a very powerful technique for understanding your customer base, partitioning your customers into segments, and then driving actionable insights from each segment in order to drive revenue. Now, what we've shown you in this demo is a simple example based on just the customer data. But imagine how powerful this would be if we can bring in multiple other data sources from across your business, but also from outside of your business. For example, market trends APIs, data on marketing campaigns, data on new products, social media data. All of this combined would make for a very powerful customer clustering approach that will drive revenue for your business. Thank you so much for listening to this recording. I hope you now have a good understanding of what customer clustering is and how you can do this with SnapLogic. And let us know if this is something that you're interested in. Thank you.